Hi there, this is Joanna Pilatowicz, and it takes me a really long time to convince myself to do these videos like that. I rather do audios because it's so much easier for me to just adjust with the text and exact tips what I want to share with you. But today, this is going to be a little bit introduction to me and my background, so you know who I am, what I stand for, and what is it all about. So I have three types of backgrounds. The one is academic. I have a master's degree from adult education, Warsaw University. So you know I'm Polish already, and I did psychotherapy post-diploma studies in Warsaw at Academy of Physical Education. Then I took up some workshops considering everything what was interesting for me, what I encountered, what could help people to grow, develop, and that was process-oriented psychology. Took up some workshops in London, Alexander technique, dance therapy, Tai Chi, yoga, and much more. This is my background's academic, in a sense, to help others with their growth, their profession, because adults education is mostly to help people to discover their talents, adjust to their workplace, changing career, and also dealing with a lot of things, obstacles that come in with it. So also relationships issues, health problems, addictions, anything that, you know, disturbing you to reach your goal. My other background is pretty artistic, so I'm a dancer, I'm a dance teacher. I have also backgrounds in singing, acting, and so I am a performing artist, and I also paint abstract. You can see it behind me. These are part of my abstract paintings. This is my second one. Now the third one, I'm just having a little bit of notes here, so make sure I'm precise and to the point as much as I can be. My third background is, you can call it esoteric, paranormal, spiritual, however you call it is fine with me. Basically, I was always drawn to anything that is not so well explained, unknown, peculiar, and it was always fascinating me because I was seeing, hearing, sensing things that other people didn't. So this is the area of dreaming. I always have had and have vivid dreams, different types, and this is the subject for another video, of course. Some sort of healing powers. I was interested in bioenergotherapy, how other people claim they can heal others. What about other dimensions? So it's a little bit combination of science, so quantum physics, which is fascinating for me, although I probably never would dare to study at the university quantum physics. That probably would be too much, but I'm learning as much as I can myself. So I was taking up workshops in everything possible, studying every tradition, shamanistic, Huna, Reiki. I did all my degrees in Reiki. So yes, I do have all those certificates, being a master of Reiki, and I don't claim I am a master. I am not, just to be clear. I was also interested in Feng Shui, Tai Chi, leading energy, healing methods, quantum touch, and again, many more. Astrology, anything you name it, tarot cards, divination, psychological one, hands reading, anything you can possibly imagine. Also, I was studying for a while religion, linking them, how they are similar, what they are really about, and also spiritual traditions of masters of India. My favorite is Yogananda and his lineage of Sri Yukteswar, Babaji, and this is the third background that probably helps me to also develop as an artist and author, because of course I can put all of that in my stories, fantasy stories. This is fiction, although it's based on my personal experiences and those around me. So what is this channel about? I encounter still a lot of people that ask me different questions about how to deal with depressions, addictions, and they are not only artists, although this is the circle I'm currently working with. And I was thinking about giving tips for those people who, from different reasons, they are not going to go to clinical psychologists, psychiatrists, they are against psychotropic drugs, or they're not sure they want to use it, or they have also peculiar experiences that they are scared a little bit to share with other people. So they, for example, they claim they see other entities, presence, ghosts, or anything, you name it. And I hope these tips will be helpful so you can navigate and you can check it out, some of the things yourself. And of course, this is not invitation to not go into the doctor, not going to psychologist if you must, if you need it, to get a treatment. This is just an inspiration for you, what you could possibly do yourself. And my second idea for this channel is to reach out to similar-minded people, creatives, professionals, to be professionals, advanced amateurs in any field that have a similar way of thinking, of values about our environment, our art, sharing with the world the best, becoming best versions of themselves. Although that maybe sounds banal, but there is something in it I like. So we are currently creating the community of international minds in Heidelberg, and we would like to reach more of these people who searching for the same things as we are, helping each other, sustaining a better community, so better environment, better quality of the food, anything possible to help us to have a better life and express ourselves artistically, or any business you are thinking and whatever you want to bring out to the world as we would like to. And I chose English language, although from Polish, German, English, because that's supposed to be international place for international minds. So that's a little bit about me. You can check my website for more and have my full biography. I hope that is helpful, and let me know what you would like to hear about more. I always answer those questions as short videos, which I prepare the answers and some tips how you can work with yourself. Have a lovely day and hope to see you around in Heidelberg, Mannheim. And yeah, looking forward to hearing from you. Welcome back with me. Here is Joanna, and this message is for everyone who thinks he/she suffers from depression, anxiety, or whatever diagnosis you come up with. This is just a suggestion to do a checkup blood test before you land by psychiatrist and later on with a psychotropic drug. Recent theories and research claims that depression comes from imbalance in gut microbiota, and dysfunction in the axis connecting the gut and the brain may be involved. According to some articles I researched, our gut contains billions of organisms called microbiota. Stress, diets high in processed food, antibiotics, pesticides, and sanitized urban environments have decreased both the amount of richness of healthy gut microbiota, I hope I pronounce it right, while increasing the level of unhealthy microorganisms. As you see, everything in our body and environment is connected, influencing one another. So let me quote here a little bit from this article. Depressed patients show a different profile of gut microbiota from healthy people. Depression is not just mental disorder. Depressed patients suffer from many conditions at the same time. including brain dysfunction, immune system dysregulation, and disturbances in stress hormones. Research shows that gut play a vital role in immunity, hormonal balance, and nervous system functioning. So some new treatments for depression already are designed to regulate that gut microbiota. Probiotics reduce symptoms of psychological distress, including depression and anxiety. So in addition to supplements, fermented foods, some suggest yogurt, but I wouldn't buy the one in a supermarket. Some suggest pickles. Very important is also omega-3 supplements. They can be also helpful to treat depression. And you can get supplements, and you can also use the natural resources of it, but make sure these are really natural fish like salmon, sardines, or mackerel. According to Dr. Hubert Czerniak from Poland, whose work I really admire, crucial for immune system is also vitamin D3. And he says that our general scale from 30 to 100 units is not really working so well. In fact, 30, the lowest on the scale, is already on the edge of getting a cancer. He advises to supplement vitamin D3 to minimum 150 and up. And for really already sick people, he even goes to 250. And he says that only in that level, the body will be able to reverse the progress of the illness. Another interesting fact, information I found from Dr. Gary Null, I believe is American. He, for example, recommends fluid zinc for all people dealing with eating disorders. Although his patients claimed a rapid improvement in the clinic, it was not allowed to provide a treatment in American clinics. I don't know if that was due to the fact that clinical treatment costs thousands of dollars, while fluid zinc is relatively cheap, but this is something for you to think about. Some doctors already told me they are forced to prescribe new drugs, although people complain about side effects. But doctors are getting, of course, paid from writing that prescription. Coming back to the point. So if you notice worrying you symptoms in your mood, feelings, stamina, go first for a blood test and check the level of the most important microelements and vitamins. And be careful here, the general morphology doesn't show the level of everything. Make sure to ask for additional tests. You may probably pay additionally for it, such as magnesium, zinc, selenium. Selenium, especially this one, is very important for women, for the hair growth, and also check the level of hormones. Address that first, or simultaneously with getting help or assistance on a psychological level or whatever work you do. Then you can address all other levels of imbalance, like stress coming from your environment, whether relationships, work environment, home, or pollution, getting yourself flowers that produce oxygen at night. I recommend that. A big influence on our immune system have emotions, certain patterns we carry throughout our life. And when they are suppressed, unaddressed, sort of not recycled, it always leads to some sort of sickness, whether in body or mind. From my observations, the biggest one is inability to forgive and carrying that feeling through years and re-experiencing it with different people. It feels as being drawn to similar people, similar situations, like the cycle repeats. I think about a video to do about that topic. All right, stay aware, use your common sense, and I'm wishing you a wonderful, healthy day. And if you like what I'm talking about, you find it informative, please give me thumbs up, share the video with your friends who can benefit from it, and subscribe to my channel for more. And individual sessions with me are also possible through Skype, and the best way to reach me is through the email I will post that below. All right, bye-bye. Hi there, this is Joanna Pilatowicz, and today about not so charming topic, because again, about depression. So what do I know about depression? My fascination with the topic started when I was a teenager and when everybody else was reading adventurous books. Well, I was reading adventurous books too, but at the same time I was studying and reading everything what I could get, and not much was available on the Polish market at that time. I was studying books of Antoni Kempinski. This is a very known Polish psychiatrist, and he was writing about everything like schizophrenia, melancholy, pathology of everyday life, depression, of course, and many more. I don't remember all of the books, but I read it all. I remember that. What I admired within his writing and approach, it was his kindness and his understanding toward people who really were suffering. And so this is how I started. And then, of course, I wanted to study psychology. It didn't happen. I went for andragogy, that is adult education coaching. I did a lot of workshops, self-education, from psychotherapy connected with movement, anything I could find, and anything that was available at that time. I also wrote my post-diploma studies, my dissertation, sorry, my master degree dissertation from dance therapy. And I was also asked by my promoter, do you really think that you can help these people and everybody should help themselves? That was her words that I remember. She was having enormous experiences in the field as she was working also in the psychiatric hospital before she was a professor. And I was doing a little bit of research in a psychiatric hospital in Poland, why I had interns there and had an opportunity to be around people who are suffering from different mental, emotional disturbances, I would say, and symptoms. And that time I was also observing my friends. Some of my friends were calling me in the middle of the night and telling me that they will commit a suicide and there is no worth in the life. And if that would be all, I don't know if I would have capacity to understand that much as I could from my own personal experience. So now is the part two. I drew a lot from my personal states, emotional states. So I had a lot of these difficulties by myself. And I was also fascinated why this is happening and what's really happening in the brain, how to approach this subject. So as me, I try to approach it from a different perspective, not only from the psychological one, but from energetical level. The word here sounds esoteric, which is not convincing for many people, and that's fine. I treated it more as a wisdom of our ancestors, so shamanism and everything what other cultures had to pass on to us, their wisdom, their knowledge, how they were dealing with different difficulties as they apparently had also things that maybe we don't know exactly about it. Or maybe they didn't suffer because they were doing things we don't do. They had a certain rituals. We lost why progress and evolution of our civilization. So I'm sharing here a lot what worked for me, what worked for other people. And this is the most important for me. As I mentioned probably before, I don't do diagnosis. I am not a psychologist in a strict sense. I don't take clients in that sense. I'm a coach, adults coach. Most of the times I'm dealing with adults people who have a certain difficulties, and I am adjusting the methods to them. So from an energetical point of view, if I like to study what is the power of a prayer, meditation, breathing techniques, therapies like dance therapy, EFT method, process work. So not all the package, let's say, applies to everyone, and what can be a cure for one person can be a poison for another. What's more, what was a cure for us yesterday can be a poison today. So the most important thing is that we choose what worked on us, what is the best for us, and choose the right method for us. With all these states, depressive states, there is always some other states hidden beyond that, and this, whether is not being happy with the life we have, aggression, frustration with certain things, anger, irritations. The thing is, the problem becomes when it becomes depression. In a lot of cases, it's when we suppress them to such a degree that we suppress our personal power, because it's always a little bit slightly better to be irritated, angry at something. This is a power. This is something we can act upon. We can do something about it. And it's far worse when we are depressed. So basically we sit on the carpet or staring at the wall, and there is no more level of energy that we are able or willing to do anything anymore. So this is when, in most cases, that I personally observe that when it's happening. Considering this subject, because of my personal experiences, I wrote about it in my first book, The Oracle, that is published in America, and I described those states, what is happening, and what was helping, how that looks really. This is not particular promotion of my book right now, but of course, if you like to find out more and see the journey of Jasmine, you can have more information there. But it's not a strict remedy if somebody suffers from anything. It's just sharing their experiences of that matter. And the book is, of course, not about this. I would say that everyone who perceives more of their reality, what reality shows us, so the people that are psychics, artists, extremely creative minds, they always will have a tendency to those states that can be called depressive or bipolar, or however psychology diagnosed it. It's because it's very hard to accommodate such enormous richness of experiences that not always are pleasant. So it's very important to find a way that works for us. It's almost as if people with these sort of skills, telepathically perceiving other people, so on, are having a special needs that need to be accommodated in the first place, and there is no compromise there, because the moment they will compromise, they will suffer more. And I would just add one more thing about pharmacology and taking pills. I will repeat that this is necessary in the worst case scenario, according to me. And this is only my opinion. I am not a doctor and I'm not prescribing anything. But these pills, they have consequences because they are acting on our brain, on the connection maybe. And if we feel like we could deal with whatever happens to us using alternative methods, then I suggest first to start there. Because it may happen that within a proper finding a proper method, whether that could be a meditation, the breathing techniques, we can very soon get better. I'm not saying that 100% we're gonna get well, but the progress could be surprising and dramatic toward betterment. These states, sometimes they're like a phases, so none of us stays in the same phase all the time. We have the time when we just feel like we don't care about anything. We feel like we are in a state of anger, conflict, and everything is wrong. And then we are in the phase where we want to cooperate, we want to communicate, we want to find common ground. And then the fourth one, when we feel like above, like nothing can really touch us because we are in the position of a observer and we understand all sides, and we can look like we are it feels almost like being enlightened. So it may happen that the states we are suffering from, even if they are longer than just 2 weeks, they are part of the phase or what was happening to us. So I just would like to say that the most important thing is a common sense and cautiousness in approaching the subject, and do your own research, talk to your friends, talk to at least 3 different doctors separately to find the best solution for yourself first, and also add fit into your personality, into your structure. So basically, again, the more you know about yourself, the better decision you're gonna make. All right, I think this is it for now. I wish you a wonderful day, and if you like to give me your ideas how you dealt with the subject, and maybe you or some of your friends find a remedy, we could use it, we could share. I would like to hear about it. I'm all about sharing. And if you like, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you like to hear more from me. Thank you very much for listening, and bye-bye. Hi, I hope you're well today. This one will be about fear, panic, this feeling when you are paralyzed and you are afraid of something very, very much. And it's to this worst degree that you really don't know what to do. You are overwhelmed by the feeling. Nothing maybe is happening outside, or at least not yet, but you are just overwhelmed with the feeling. Of course, talking about the current situation, I don't really want to repeat the names and what the whole world is dealing right now with, because I would like to focus more on psychological aspect of it and what you can do with it. And you know, long time ago when I was living in Poland, I had a friend, and he was pretty successful artist that time, and we talked about this path when you have to go in public, and he told me that his second name is fear and panic, because he was always so scared and he was conquering this fear somehow. And I was asking him how he's doing that, and the interesting approach he had, he accepted that he is scared at the first. He acknowledged it. And I get that a lot of people is advising to ignore the fear, try not to be scared, or talk yourself out of it. And if it's working, it's great. But there are some people that in the really strong feeling of fear, they cannot really rationalize or use any mechanism that will allow them to think clearly and function. So here is my personal way how I'm dealing with it, and some of you may already know these techniques. Some of you may practice that, and you have pretty good results. So first of all, I go and I panic. I do consciously panic. So I go into the feeling, how bad it is, how scared I am, what I'm afraid of. And former times, when I was in this kind of panicky mode, and there was nothing visibly happening outside there, I could go for days. I had sleepless nights. I had any kinds of dramatic thoughts, and it was going on. Right now, when it's really, really bad, it is maximum 1 hour when I can vent. I even call a friend that, hey, let's go and panic, let's vent, let's do something. Because there is a therapeutic aspect in it, and the expression. Your subconscious mind needs to express something you're really scared of. So you are acknowledging the feeling. This is what you're afraid of. This is how. This is why. You have all the reason. Your subconscious mind it's smart in a way and gives you all the reason why you should be scared, and serves you this emotion. And ignoring that on this level, when it's really, really strong, makes no really sense, because everyone who is telling me that it's a very spiritual person and just goes directly to this positive feeling, some people manage that, and it's also great to do that if you can. But if you really not aware what exactly is your state of being, that current moment when you are fearing something, and you go directly in this, oh, I want to feel blissful, joyous, and you just want to deny it and go into good feeling immediately, then it's a big chance that you are suppressing that emotion, and it's very hard to access it later. So if you go and work on that emotion later, it almost feels like it's not there. You are so perfectly detached from it that it comes out in double signals your body is giving, or nonverbal communication. So let's just to give you an example. So if someone is suppressing anger and tells me that it's very calm and neutral person and it's dealing with the issues very, very well, every now and then this person is saying something, some sort of a wording on the tonation of the voice, or even gestures are giving me signs that something is not quite congruent there. And we do that all the time. There is nothing wrong with it. But they're just, the signals that maybe our body, our inner self needs to express something in order to move on. So it's sort of like a recycling approach. You have a garbage, you produce the garbage in your apartment, and then you need to recycle that, and then eventually getting rid of that. So the first, number one, is acknowledging that there is a fear, there is enormous fear, because I'm not talking about the state when you are slightly overwhelmed by the information that is coming to you from the news, from friends, from the links people are sending you. Especially now, a lot of that is happening. Sort of, I don't want to say a new religion that is going on running the world, but almost, yeah, let me not say that. But acknowledging that and looking at it, what you are afraid of, and even venting, like how bad that is. Then eventually you get tired. So take 20 minutes, take an hour if you feel like, call someone who can do it with you. Hey, I'm really, going into that situation right now. And after that, you're probably going to be a little bit exhausted because you express. So it's like you when you jog, you also getting out of something. You are recycling, you are sweating, you're getting rid of some toxins out of your body. This is the same process, just psychological. And then you probably come to this more moment when you can think, analyze, recycle. Is this reasonable fear or not reasonable fear? And don't get me wrong, because I think that both of them you need to take seriously and not so seriously. So by taking it seriously, it's acknowledging it and saying, yes, this is fear, I'm feeling you, I'm seeing you, I'm hearing you. And not so seriously by questioning that fear later on. Is it a real danger that is awaiting me, like now, like in few seconds I need to run, there is someone after me? Or I'm afraid of something that may happen in a few months. May not happen, may happen, who knows. So this one is unreasonable fear. And only then you can come to terms with yourself, and only then you can start to find a better feeling for yourself, so you're not going to be affected to such a degree. Now, there is a slight chance, because if you have a strong fear, you know that you are scared, so it's harder to suppress this one, so you have an immediately reaction. But if there is a slight fear, you are slightly affected and you think, oh no, that I'm not bothered by it, but then you have a sleepless night, you know that some part of you probably suppressed something. That's how, you know, this process goes. So you can also recycle that by having those signals from your body, and also through what's happening to your body. Another way that how my subconsciousness is recycling fears or emotions or anything is, of course, dreams. And I love that, because anything I missed during the daytime, I'm getting that portion of information in my dreams. And if I can read the symbolism or if I can find out what is behind it, and I know, oh, okay, my subconsciousness dealt with that in the dream, I'm good today. So that would be the most important part, to allow yourself for the emotion, for the feeling, and go safely through it. And then you can, if you feel that after 5 minutes it's okay, you can directly go and rationalize and see what's behind your fear. Is it reasonable? Are you really scared? Probably you're going to feel less and less anxiety caused by it. And I think this is it for today. If you have any comments, anything that you want me to make a video about, so that also was an inspiration from you, so thank you for that one. I hope you can try it out. If I didn't explain something sometimes properly, use another word for it. Try to find your own definition of things. If my words don't agree with you, search for yours and try to more follow the content of the message, what I'm trying to portray. And of course, I'm going to hopefully get better in this, and yeah, hope you get enough inspiration and have a wonderful, prosperous day. Bye-bye. Hi everyone, this is very quick remedy for the pain in the chest and sudden panic. And I just stated very clearly at the very beginning, I'm not a doctor. Please go to the doctor always when you need to. But what if there is no one there, especially this time, and you are suffering from sort of psychosomatic issues, and you know it's more emotional, you're not suffering from any heart disease, you know it's emotional, your body is reacting on the current situation, you are in a fear or anything that nature. So what to do? Tap your thymus. So here and close to your chest, a little bit above, there is a thymus. And you probably know that when you are in stress, thymus can shrink during the traumatic experiences or something what is happening to you. So tap your thymus, and not just for several seconds, but do it more. You may experience sort of a relief straight away, but please do it for a while, at least 1 minute minimum. And if you're going to experience more peace and ease on your chest, you can also try, if you're not a Reiki or bioenergotherapist practitioner, you can still wrap your hands and put one hand when you feel, use it, the hand that you feel it's stronger. So if you're right-handed, probably energy flows better for that one. But not necessary. So just follow your intuition on that one and hold it first here, and the second one on your stomach, or even below your abdominal. And when you breathe, especially with the pain in the chest, do not breathe deeply. So only breathe naturally and almost like pretending you're not breathing at all. So it's stabilizing. You don't have this too much rapid movement. It may be that your nerves are causing the pain. So the breathing, of course, and any movement of the chest is not helpful. So sit for a while and try to not move at all. And when again you are going to experience more easiness and ability to move, take a slow walk and then move from side to side and see very, very slowly, so the pain is not going to come back, what possibility you have, because it may be also that some part within got tensed during the traumatic experience or whatever you are reacting to. So you need to relax those, but in a very, very gentle movement. Another one, if you're lucky and you find a process-oriented psychologist, you're going to have a chance to work with that. That's really, really great, because then you have a right access, immediate access to the symptom, and you can personify that and you can work with that and directly hear the message that is individual and only for you. But you can also try it yourself to touch to become a part that is aching. So whether observe what kind of pain is that? Is it piercing? Is it pulling you? Is it pushing you? Describe the quality and then become that pain for several seconds. So take a pillow and hit that pillow or pull that pillow and do it very consciously. Slow down this movement as much as you can and try to find what is pleasurable about that particular movement if you're pulling something, and then try to bring that quality to your life. Is there anything currently that you could take it if it's pulling? Follow the first connotation or images. Maybe you're gonna hear a sentence in your head, maybe you're gonna see an image, maybe the memory will come back. Your subconsciousness probably will very quickly communicate with you once you start to pay attention to the pain and give it attention. So I hope that was helpful, and I hope to support you the best I can in these times. And yeah, make the best out of what's happening right now. Share, don't stay isolated. We can be together in all this, although all the distance and not isolated. Yeah, so have a great day and let me know what's up, and bye-bye. Hi everyone, hi from Joanna. So today I would like to share with you a few things, three actually subjects that are connected one to another and connected to the current situation in the world we're having. So we'll be talking about depression, meditation, and electromagnetic field. And first of all, thank you so much for the words of encouragement to even do these videos. These are not coming so easy for me, because I would like to be straight to the point, precise, and it's not always the case. But let me try. So first of all, everything what I'm saying is just my opinion. It's my experience. It doesn't have to agree with you, everything what I'm saying. So just take whatever resonates with you and take it as an insight, inspiration for your thought, and let go anything else, or share with me about the information I don't know about and I would like to find out more, because definitely there is more to learn. So first I will start with this meditation thing. So a few questions I had recently about, and it was already something in the internet also. People were asking to do those meditation, group meditation. There is a lot of group meditation. There was the meditation for the world, the global meditation, and so on. And you can find a lot of information already about it in internet. Some people say yes, some people say no. Here is my personal opinion. There is nothing wrong with any meditation. It's the way what we are exactly doing and what we exactly are understanding after the definition of meditation, because is it just to relax or sending good positive vibe to the world? Then yes, sure, everything what works is good. What I think people meant by warning some of you to participate in the global meditation is to connect with other people's minds. And probably you know this idea about telepathy already, and it's nothing new. It's not a new concept. So you may have a sudden thoughts about somebody who just thought about you, want to send you some information but didn't manage, but you receive that in your mind. If you connect with other minds that you don't know nothing about, then you may perceive everything what they currently holding, whatever the vibration they are currently having, working on. So there's a lot of things that you may not really receive. So that's just one of the warning. And about other, I probably won't tell you here unless you have the very specific question. Then I will share with you personally what can be. The more dangerous is when you offer the energy with a good heart, just to mention that, and it's sort of taken for granted, or is you offering a piece of your pieces of yourself that may be used maybe not so good purpose later on. So I always advise to be complete about yourself first. So gather the parts of yourself. For example, if you have a great meeting with someone and you think about this person, and this person also thinks about you, that the energy is exchanging, you feel good about this. But if you keep missing terribly someone and you cannot focus, that happens within romantic encounters. Very often one person loves or falls in love and the other one is not so sure about it. Then the energy goes only one way. So you're giving a lot of your personal energy to someone who doesn't really care about it or cannot. And basically, you're losing your life force. I hope you understand what I mean. If not, then of course I will make another video about this particular subject. But coming back to the meditation, so it's not that easy just to meditate if you're sending energy. I mean, the intention, the purpose of it is, it sounds very simple, but if you are into creating, then you have to have a clear intention, the clear sentence, affirmation, clear picture in your mind, visualization of it. And here comes those two factors of the feeling and emotion. And this is a little bit different because the feeling is something that you feel in your heart. So if you are for real are able to experience overwhelming love, joy, whatever takes you there, whatever thought will create that feeling in your body, you are becoming magnetic to what you want to create. But that's not whole the story. So you may feel peace, joy, all this, beauty, positive emotions. I mean feelings. Now I on purpose try to differentiate those feeling. That's why I try to call it feeling emotion. But you may, of course, find different definitions for it. But there's this other factor. In many tradition, they call it chi, ki, prana, life force, depending where you go with this. And everybody who is working with energy, the healers, bioenergotherapists, they have this specific sensation. So they practice very long time. The Tai Chi practitioners, for example, Qi Gongs. So you need to have a sensation within your body that's usually it's very physical thing. It is not connected to the feeling. So you may not feel, you may actually feel opposite. You may actually feel anger. You may feel fear, but you may also have, and then you are also very powerful. You may have sensation, physical sensation of tingling, thrill in your body, through your spine, on your head, something extra. So I hope you know what I mean, but only by connecting those factors, you are actually able to properly create and get tuned with whatever force you want to connect it to. So I think it's more wise to connect with something profound, not with other people within a group, but go directly to the source. And those of you who believe in God, however you understand that word God, because it's also different understood in different traditions, different religion. So something that makes you feeling extraordinary, happy, blissful, and rather with that higher source than with other people who are meditating with you. So that would be just my suggestion for the meditation part. Now I'm going to say something little about the depression part, and I would like to get away from this clinical definition depression. I just would like to talk about the state when you're feeling depleted from energy, when you have no willpower to get up in the morning, or you sleep for too long, or you just cannot function, you cannot focus. I am not talking when you are in a very strong state of negativity or negative mind, when you are angry, when you are fearful, but you are doing something. That's bad maybe to experience that, of course, but it's slightly better than being totally depleted from energy. And even if you use that clinical word depression, it has certain connotation with going down, with depression in the valley, with being put down, something that goes down actually. So it makes sense. It's more about that you feel like you are dying. You feel like you are already dead. You feel like you are you don't have any more energy left within you to act, to do something. And before I that's only my, of course, opinion. Before you go into drugs, I would suggest, just my personal opinion, one more time, is just to check out. Everything is good, whatever works on you. You may still survive for a while on the heavy drugs, but it works more as a painkiller to mute that state that is unbearable for a while, and it makes sense for a while, but eventually, and I'm talking about this based on my experience with people who were taking drugs for so many years, and once they stopped taking them, they landed in the same spot of their mind. They had to start dealing with that from the very, very beginning. So whatever your reaction will be, whatever you think you need to do, I would suggest to find the reason of why this is happening. Personally, after everything what I have learned, what I have studied about psychology, spirituality, connection with the science, I think that everything is psychosomatic. And even when something changes in our DNA, even our thought can cause enormous result, and it's not going to happen all the time because we just don't know the science enough yet how this function, and just the knowing about it without practicing it cannot bring us yet. We don't have maybe enough skills, enough knowledge about these things, what was already written in those ancient scripts. We also don't understand them. We are interpreting them. So how about just switching the perspective, maybe once a day, maybe for a bit, maybe with the help of someone, and think about what could be a reason for that depression. What is not working? What is depleting me? And it's the reasons are so many in this world. It may not be typical psychological thing. Of course, every stressful situation plays a role. It depletes us from energy. Long-term stress depletes us from energy. So it's nothing left. So it's no wonder we are in the state of mind when we are overworked, when something happened in our life, or something keeps on happening in our life. So that I am going really fast with this one, but I'm trying to bring us to the point that we can a little bit open our mind, what can help us to gain that energy with thinking what is the reason. We can also go back to all these traditions, different traditions all over the world are telling us, showing us where can we draw that energy from. And of course, we already know about nutrition, we already know about sun, breathing, but there are so many other natural methods that we can try to help ourselves with. And just to tell you a little bit, there is the ultrasound, there is cryotherapy, and not everyone can choose that particular method because it just doesn't resonate with us. And but there are so many other things. You can also go to traditional therapy. You can also be more in the nature. And now I'm going to come to the third subject about electromagnetic smoke. So when we are sitting in the house, most of the times, because of our situation currently in the world, I don't know if some of you already experienced that. I hear that from quite a number of people, that it affects us to sit at home, and the electromagnetic pollution and smog, it's maybe part of that because we are continuously connected to our Wi-Fi, our internet. We are also working a lot on our computer. Some of us, personally, me, I am working a lot on my computer, and it gets to me too, and I'm getting more tired. But of course, it depends what exactly I am doing. So former times when I was spending a lot of time on social media due to my book, then I was enormously depleted from energy just by chatting, by posting, by jumping from place to place and trying to maintain my presence online. And I can tell you this, energetically for me, it was feeling like I'm jumping, like I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. I was so dispersed, I could not focus, and I was exhausted at the end of the day. It's a little bit different when I'm working on my books, when I'm working on text, then I'm more focused, then I'm more peaceful, and then I am also satisfied. Even if I messed up the sentence and grammatically is not correct, I'm happy about myself. I did a good job for that day. So that also plays a role. What exactly you're doing on internet and how much time you're spending on it, and relating that to the depression or depleted state of mind, spending too much time on social media, on in internet, it plays a role that it also takes away your energy. So now, to wrap it all up, this electromagnetic smoke can influence our well-being. So finding the reasons may not only be psychological issues or childhood or whatever it is psychologically you are dealing with or you were dealing with, but it's also our environment. Maybe there is something with the nutrition, lack of supplements, lack of the sun, electromagnetic smog, I actually didn't say much about. There are plenty of information in internet. So just one thought about it. There is so much disinformation about this, and it's hard to navigate what is the true, what is not the true, especially if you're not scientist, if you cannot measure that, if you don't know the devices, and so on, so on. And now we have this 5G issue, and you already know what I'm probably talking about. But the electromagnetic field is present, and it always was on Earth, and we wouldn't have all these traditions in Feng Shui, healing methods. So we also emanate magnetic fields, just very, very little. And some of us will practice more. We have a little bit more. We are better transmitters of that energy to heal, but heal in that sense, because everybody is actually healing yourself by the energy. You're not healing anyone, you're just supporting the system of the other person, so the system can have this boost of energy and starts healing itself. That's just my opinion, of course. So we have also field different sort of fields considering electromagnetic spots on Earth. In shamanism, there are certain places that are your place of power, they are giving you energy, they resonate with your body. There are also directions in Feng Shui that are supporting your well-being, and those that are depleting you from energy, that are disturbing, that are not acting on you very well. And we have a different degrees of sensing those, and some of us don't sense it unless it's too late. Now we have all these technology, and just to be clear, I am not against technology. I love it. And the only concern here is how to balance, because this electromagnetic fields, also, before it was just the radio and television, how to balance this electromagnetic pollution, smog, negative impact on us, and find the best ways of protecting ourselves. And this is actually my question to you. Maybe you know, because anything I'm finding about protection, organize, if I say it right in English, something that is balancing the amount of radiation you are getting from technology. Every time they make sense, and the articles are very good. It's just at the end of that articles, usually people try to sell their products. And this is where I'm getting a little bit suspicious, because I cannot really check if these products are good, because I don't know these people. I don't know how is it done. So, and I'm not a scientist. So if you do have, you checked personally, you know how to measure, please let me know. I really want to also find out something for myself. We are more indoors these days, and in some of the countries, we are just staying indoors. And we need to balance these things that we can still support our health. And just to finish my thoughts to you today, my journey with studying a little bit of everything, and starting with science, with psychology, having always strong interest in psychology basically, but then in unknown, some people call it spirituality. There is a number of books I studied, and there are too many just to mention, but my very, very first book was Sanaya Roman, and I will show you that one is a very old one. And I'm not telling you to market anybody, because I don't know these people, but apparently it's a very old book, and I studied it more than reading it. But there are certain books that you open up and you just feel better, even if you don't read them. And it was my absolutely first attempt to understand how spiritually this works. Then I come across, of course, other traditions. I went more deeply into the studies of Yogananda and his master. So that was another book of mine. And of course, I have probably read most of them, and I try to really, really understand. And there is the whole scripture, how the universe, had to translate it for myself, of course, how the universe works and how is it made of, all this aspect. And I found it in a different tradition, the similarity of it. Then I went into connection of psychology into with physics, and I study Arnold Mindell, and this one is a little bit difficult because it's a lot of physics there and relation between quantum physics to psychology. So he's basically comparing how non-local particles are behaving just like humans. So it was enormously interesting approach, and I benefited a lot from that. But my favorite of him is Shaman's Body, because I am more into dreaming while awake and dreaming when I'm actually sleeping, and those symbolism was talking to me enormously. And I had plenty of book that were trying to connect you with your intuitive mind, with something, some aspect that you can only feel. You cannot really measure that, although I hope that I will eventually find someone that we can measure what's happening when you are meditating. And you can scan your brain and see how this is really working. I know that some of the scientists are already attempting that, and I would love to be part of that. And someone recommended me also a long time ago a book, Sixth Sense, and that was a lady working in Institute of Remote Viewing, another interesting subject. But I think I will leave you with that. And my last conclusion for this video is to give you some sort of, insights, like insight, inspiration more for your thoughts, and how you can go about it, and how you can find this meaningful information for you. And we don't know currently what is the truth, and we have to support each other. Some of us have very strong symptoms on, not basically on the virus. Some of us are healthy, and but we have the symptoms more psychological, and we need to support ourselves in it. I have impression now I talk a lot, but just having too many thoughts that I would like to share probably with you. So we have to make sure probably that no, I lost my thought, frankly. So I was too long online. This is probably my longest video so far. So you're gonna tell me how am I doing in this? So just to how to navigate, we don't know what's the truth, but how much of, how dangerous that is, and we have to apply a lot of caution. And my favorite author, one of my favorite authors, Terry Pratchett, says the truth is the truth, as long as it's the truth. And within centuries, scientists were proving certain things that turn out not to be true later on. So like with the smoking, cigarettes were fancy, were good, and then unfortunately they are causing a lot of damage in the body. So the microwave, so the Wi-Fi, already there was the whole fight about it. So, I would suggest us just this caution and finding the solution that can help us in the situation we are currently. And finding also best ways of helping ourselves when we are in this state of mind, when we are depleted of energy, and it happens to all of us, to find a reason of it, and then find the best remedy using the most of the methods. Don't apply just one method, just do cryotherapy if you are into that, meditation, breathing techniques, the minerals. Our skin is also absorbing minerals. You don't have to eat it in order to get it. You can, there's a whole business and cosmetics about it, but our body absorbs through the skin also a lot. And this is another subject because there is a pollution from the air and from the plane. So we do need so much to learn. And I'm looking forward from you to also send me some useful links, information. And I am basically, because we spend so much time indoors, I am very much interested in a sort of protection and material that can help with that, that it's that functions and doesn't cost thousands of euros. So yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts, and have a great holidays, great time, healthy, peaceful, serene, and lots of sun. Bye bye.